Hey guys, I'm Shift. Welcome back to the channel. Basically out here in ACH. It's kind of nice and peaceful right now. And you can probably guess that I am taking pictures of my car. So one of my buddies, Jimmy, led me to a photographer named Nark. He's a photographer that comes up here at ACH and some other areas. Car photographer, and Jimmy got some professional pictures taken. And I liked it, so I figured why not I hit him up and see what it's about. And so he just got started. We're kind of doing a golden hour. We started a little bit before, and then we're going to keep going until after the sun's down. But what got me to this point was I basically wanted to take some pictures of where the car's at right now. And given that my birthday is this month, I kind of wanted to take pictures with myself in it, with the car, and just kind of screenshot, if you will, this moment of my lifetime. Just, this car that I got brand new a year ago, and just seeing, where I'm at this point in my life. I've been doing this channel for a little bit and been driving this car for a minute and really just enjoying every aspect of it. So I figured, why not just take some professional photos? I've actually never done that before, so this is my first time, and I figured let's give it a shot. So here I am taking professional photos for the first time, and we're just going to see how it goes. Some of the work that I've seen already thus far is pretty good, and I actually really like his photos. And Jimmy showed me some of his, and I really like them, so I'm pretty sure I won't be disappointed. So we're going to do some mix and match of different things. So in this moment in my life, I've kind of acquired a lot of different changes, a lot of life changes, like new job placement just a few months ago, some shifts between friendships and family and just a lot of other things. So let's get a little personal here just a bit, but all good changes in a way, because as some other things have come to an end, it has opened other doors, more opportunities, if you will, in life to kind of progress and allow me to experience new things. As I've been meeting new groups of people, I've been meeting other car individuals and other like-minded people that just enjoy, whether it's driving on the track, in the mountain road, or just simply, parking and hanging out, taking pictures. It's kind of a mix and match of different things, but I'm also going to be starting a podcast pretty soon. It's under the Sociology of Cars umbrella. If you haven't heard of it, it's coming soon. I have my own umbrella, or my own bubble underneath, and it's going to be called Shifted Perspective. So keep a lookout for that. I'll kind of lead into that once it gets started, share a little bit more. But for this moment in time, it's kind of looking upwards on the horizon. If you will, I can see many different paths I can take, and as I meet more people, network, whether it's at work, outside of work, I'm just it's just kind of expanding into new avenues that I've never really considered before, as I really used to be more of an introvert and not really get out much. So this moment in time, I'm putting myself out there, just trying to be the best version of myself at this moment, but just being open to new possibilities. And I do these car events and car stuff for free anyway. I've always done it, I've always been around it, so I figured why not do it and maybe network and try some other things, be a little bit more creative with it. So that's this moment in time, and so far it's been great, and I've been really just pleased with the people I've met, and then just growing into the car community with this 8.6 in particular, and just overall just experiencing different things. So this moment in life, I'm just looking forward to seeing what comes of it, and I'm sure there's more to come. There's a lot more in the horizon that I'm planning for, so stay tuned. I'll keep you guys updated. So how many of you think that looks like a dumpster? Group. So this moment in time of my life, I've been doing this, if you're new to the channel, been doing this YouTube channel for a little over a year. I started with this car, the journey, getting into track days with the car this year. Last year I started doing car control stuff, like how to drift tutorials, and just also experimenting with this car overall. And So far, I've been having fun. I've been learning a lot, learning how to like the edits and just how to capture certain things and just how to be authentic. But genuinely, it comes from a place to where I just want to share knowledge. I just want to share my experiences. I want to show other people that, you know, this car is relatively stock. When I got it, it was stock for a long time, or a long time, the majority of the year, and just enjoying it as is. And even though I've done a few mods, it's still relatively stock. I haven't done a whole lot with it, but considering, I would say maybe if you compared me to the majority of people, the suspension, the wheels, the brakes, for the most part, haven't done much of anything. But joining 8.6 Cup, it's really just like a wheel tire and just some alignment bits for stock class, and it's been fun. Like, I really do enjoy this car, and coming from other platforms, my 240SXs, the Z's, 350Zs, and just other cars, this car is pretty well balanced for how light it is and for the power that it makes. It's very nicely balanced, and so I'm just enjoying it the best way that I can. But now moving forward, I'm going to try to shift gears a little bit and bring a little bit more of my, I guess, everyday, day-to-day, but also just topics. I'm just going to go a little bit more into just me and how I portray just driving this car and just what it's like being myself. May have mentioned it before in some other videos, but it's also in the, if you check the headline of my channel, I've just mentioned in the description that, you know, I've done test driving for a majority of 10 years. And as I transitioned into coaching and instructing over at the Porsche Experience Center, I'm expanding myself, learning new tools, and just kind of having more in my tool belt, so to speak, to be able to bring forth. And I've noticed that it's helped me deliver information a little bit better for you guys. So I always like a challenge. So I'm challenging myself moving forward to just give you a little bit more of a style where I'm just delivering just a little bit extra, show you a little bit more of my life, just a little bit more behind the inner workings of my mind. And I'm going to do a lot more of that on my podcast to come, but also I'm going to try to share the more in depth with the video versions on YouTube here. So just transitioning a little bit, but not slowing down. I'm going to keep the same consistency. If anything, I'm just going to bring a little bit more. So that's the direction I'm hoping to take, and hoping for you guys that have been sticking with me for the majority of the year, I appreciate it. For those of you that joining me for the first time, I'm switching gears slightly, but still delivering the same rate and consistency. So keep a lookout for that. And if you are interested in any of like driving technique, whether it's drifting, whether it's track day stuff, whether it's events, I have different playlists that I broke down. So I'm going to keep adding to those playlists. Eventually, I'll be expanding into more stuff. So just keep a lookout for that as well. On another note, I want to touch on. So lately, I've been seeing a lot of crashes up here in ACH, just on social media. It's almost like consistent. Every single week, someone crashes. More recently, unfortunately, someone had passed away, and I think some mutual friends of mine actually knew the person. And a pretty sad situation. The family, I'm sure, is hurting, so my regards to them. I really feel for that. I can't stress it enough. It's one of those things. This is a publicly traveled road here in Angeles Crest, Highway 2. It's a popular road. There's been people that have been up here for many years, coming here consistently for decades even. My dad used to come up here in his motorcycle many years ago, even before me. So I know that back then, obviously, it was less traveled, but now it's at the point to where like the popularity has just been increasing more and more. And for some of us have been doing it for some time. Like, we still enjoy it, but we do it in such a way to where you got to be mindful of just the public, everyday person that some people commute all the way through, like from LA to Bakersfield or whatever side of, the mountain you're going to, Lancaster, even further east than that. But regardless, there are people that travel up here, whether it's recreational, whether it's for work, whether it's for fun. Same thing with motorcyclists, same thing with bicyclists. So if anything, I can just throw out there as just being mindful of all the types of people and all the types of traffic. Just take it easy. Honestly, this isn't a racetrack. When I started driving early on, I started in the mountain roads, and right out of high school, I got hooked, and I get it. I get the bug. You just want to go somewhere and drive. And honestly, it's better when there's less people on the road. So I try to go when no one else is driving, typically early morning on a weekend or late night. Even though lately the nighttime has been getting a little crazy, so I try to stay away from that now. But honestly, like, if you're going to go in the middle of the day when everyone else is out, just be mindful of just all the different groups. I've been seeing more and more car groups come up here, and it's fun. There's nothing wrong with that. Even like on Friday mornings, there's a consistent group that comes out here. But just remember, we all share the road. It is public. It isn't a racetrack. So if you want to try to push limits, this isn't really the place to do it. Go do some autocross. Go to the track day. Go somewhere where it's completely open, there's no one else, and learn how to slide your car. Go car control wherever. But don't do it in the city like a takeover. Like, stay away from that stuff, because honestly, all of us enjoy cars in different ways. But at the end of the day, if there's always one person that does something stupid, it ruins it for the rest of us. And guess what? Law enforcement looks at all of us the same. And unfortunately, they label us all the same. Nice. But when you're out here just enjoying the drive like these guys, stay in your lane, be mindful of other traffic, try not to, split or go across the mustard, but just be mindful. Some people are not used to driving up here. And if you haven't already, there's Canyon Etiquette podcast on sociology of cars, and we actually, not me, but some other people talked about, but colleagues of mine, about canyon etiquette, just do's and don'ts. Some of us have been here for years. We understand, turnouts are for a reason, but some people may not understand what a turnout's for. It isn't something that most people commonly understand unless you read all of the driving manual when you first got your car or first started getting your license. There's a handbook from the DMV that actually tells you how to use turnouts, but most people don't like to read. Most people don't like to get into that. So simply put, just be mindful, but also don't drive it like you stole it out here, because stuff happens, and unfortunately, lives are lost, people get hurt, and it just makes it more difficult for us to enjoy it out here, because then sheriffs are going to start cracking down. They're just going to really start hating us even more. And I know there are some officers out there that don't like us as it is already, and it's just making it worse. So just be mindful of that. That's my rant for that. Just be aware, be considerate. Just think of it as, would you take a dump in your friend's living room? Probably not. You're doing the same thing out here. Don't take a dump out here, because you're basically ruining it for everyone. So while we're out here shooting, we had 2 more GR Corollas pop up. This one red Corolla was already here, so now we have 3 GRCs, all in red, and this black GR Supra. So we kind of asked them if they wanted to join and make a shoot, and they were down, so now we're just lining them up, and we're going to kind of do a mix and match of different GRs. They're just staging right now. It's almost staged. We're gonna start taking pictures. Oh, this is gonna be cool. We got the moon popping out here. The sun is almost down. Looking pretty sweet. That was just a coincidence. All these guys just popped up right now. The bugs up here are crazy. More Corollas.
Like, oh, can you do a little donut? I don't know if you heard it. I just told them, like, oh, your tires are on the way out. So they were like...
So just finishing up. Took some, dark shots. And heading back down the mountain. Right as we were about to finish in the same lot, we got some cars that showed up and literally started doing, I guess, donuts in the lot, but kind of like a takeover. And they literally just crashed to a spot in the middle of taking pictures. So that was kind of annoying, but it is what it is. We're actually coming up on them right now. We'll see if they're still doing that. Yeah, sort of. You can see them. They're just all here mobbing. We heard them from the distance because we were literally around the corner, but it is what it is. So almost down ACH. It was a pretty cool run. I actually haven't been up here in a long time at nighttime. Nighttime driving is a lot different than daytime driving or morning driving. But I had some fun. Just made a new friend with the photographer, IS300 in front of me, and his car is pretty quick. It's actually all stock as far as power. He just has coilovers and wider wheels and tires, and he was keeping a good pace. There's some areas where he out-gripped me, but I was able to carry some more momentum with how light this car is, and our power to weight is pretty similar. I think he said in some areas I pull away from him, because when we came up going the other direction, I was actually in front of him. So now I followed him this time. He's actually pretty quick, so I can see the differences of where he has more grip, he can carry more speed, I can be more agile in some other areas, so I carry more maneuverability and speed. So it's little differences in that, but overall it's pretty fun. So I'm gonna try and upload the driving video at night. I hope it's clear enough, you can kind of see, and hopefully you can enjoy that video. So until next time.